Back at it again, and we've got a lot to talk about today, guys. We got a whole lot to talk about. I was gonna have this video or make this video yesterday, but I wanted to wait until some more results came in. So before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. All right, join the family, and make sure you guys are following me on social media. Links are down below in the description box. Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social, all of that good stuff is down below. And with that being said, let's dive in. So, red wave, red tsunami. It didn't happen. Did not happen. So I think there's an important discussion that we need to have here. Now, I'm not pessimistic about this whole situation, especially because we're part of the right. We're the reasonable folks. We can see what's going on and make some adjustments and still win later on. Now, if this was the left, I think it would spell the end of the Democratic Party had this happen to them. So, topics of discussion. I got some notes here because I got some things that I want to make sure that I touch on with you guys. So, no red wave. Now, there are a few reasons why I believe the red tsunami turned more into a red ripple. One of them is abortion. Abortion. Now, we checked out some polls together right here on the channel that was showing abortion was ranked 4th or 5th on most people's list. Now, those polls turned out to be wrong because exit polls have shown something different. Check this out. 27. It is number 2 on the list, and the left cared about it at a 76% rate, the right at a 23% rate. Now, not only that, you had a state like Kentucky, a red state, that voted no on banning abortion. Remove right to abortion. A red state said no. And I believe there was another state as well that said no as well too. I can't remember. Wasn't there another state that did that? But anyway, my point is, I think the messaging on abortion has to change for Republicans. It doesn't have to be a free-for-all. 9 months, if you want an abort thing, go ahead, do it. It doesn't have to be a free-for-all, but maybe adopt the Ron DeSantis kind of stance, right? Maybe adopt that, because if you notice, the left never came after Ron DeSantis' ban on abortion. And it's because they knew they couldn't. Because most sane people, and I still believe most people are sane in this country. I know, and it may seem wild because of the videos we check out, but most people are sane. Most people agree with being moderate on abortion. They don't agree with the extreme stuff. They don't agree with extreme either ends. They don't agree with the ban, and they don't agree with, 9 months and you just have at it. Most people are reasonable. That's why the left didn't go after DeSantis on abortion. I don't ever recall hearing a video of them or watching a video of them talking about abortion with DeSantis, because they couldn't. So I think that messaging has to change. This is my personal opinion. You guys can let me know how you feel in the comment section. This is all my personal opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right, because I know I could be wrong on anything and everything that I could ever possibly say. I'm not sitting on some high horse and telling you guys, oh, this is just what I think. So let's have a discussion in the comment section. We are the right, so we're reasonable folks. We come up with solutions. You know what I mean? My saying that I like to say is we don't panic, we make adjustments. We don't panic, we make adjustments, baby. See, if this was the left right now, they would be panicking. Oh my goodness. Nah, we don't panic. We make adjustments. So I think the adjustment with that is just changing the stance on abortion and coming out strong and saying, hey, we're not looking to ban this. We're not looking to ban it. And you can just leave it at that. Now, the next thing is young voters. Now, I've got a statistic on that I want to show you guys as well, if I can find the statistic. Young voters came out, and they vote Democrat at a 61 and 65% clip. Even 30 to 39 is 54. Messaging to the young folks in this country has to change. There has to be more strategy put forth towards the young demographic because they made a big difference. And a lot of the young voters cared more about abortion than they did inflation, because obviously, and that makes sense, a lot of young people are still living with their parents, so they're not really affected by inflation as much as, older folks that live on their own and have to pay their own bills. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. So abortion was their one true big issue. And that's part of the reason why they really came out in droves. And you saw the numbers. So the messaging to young voters has to get better, and it has to change. Now, I know that's going to be difficult because the left controls the schooling system and all of that good stuff, but it has to get done. It has to get done. There's no other choice. It's got to get done, in my humble opinion. Now, like I said, this is just all my opinion. Now, on to my third issue. You had someone like Fetterman that beat Oz. Now, there's a couple different reasons why I think this happened. One is because, Oz, I don't see him as a great candidate. He's not a great candidate. The only reason why Oz is there is because Trump endorsed him. That's it. Had it not been for a Trump endorsement, Oz would not be in that position. It would have been Kathy. I believe that was her name. Kathy Barnett, I believe her name was. Forgive me if I'm getting the wrong name, but I believe it was Kathy. The only reason why Oz is there is because Trump. Now, that's another thing as well. Trump's got to get better at picking candidates. Now, of course, he does his thing. He's a superstar all on his own. But can he pick other superstars? That's the thing. And when you look at, folks that Trump endorsed that actually won, they're candidates that I feel like can stand tall even without a Trump endorsement. They can stand without a Trump endorsement. J.D. Vance in Ohio. Let's pull up Ohio really quick. J.D. Vance in Ohio. Guys like J.D. People like Kerry Lake, even though that's looking a little fishy right now. Here we go. I gave my thoughts on that whole situation on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, link is in the description. So, and this has been stuck at 940 for forever, which is also quite weird. But anyway, we're not going to be discussing that here for obvious reasons. Follow me on Twitter to get my thoughts and my thought. I kind of alluded to that a little bit on Twitter. But people that won that were endorsed by Trump, I felt like could stand on their own 2 feet. You got people like Oz, who, not great candidates. And then you have someone like Herschel, who, as much as, we tried to get excited about Herschel, is he really that great of a candidate? If we're just being totally honest with ourselves, if we're being realistic and totally honest, is Herschel that great of a candidate? Oz is a TV personality, right? And I know people can say, well, Trump is the same thing, but Trump is a different beast. And Herschel is a football or an ex-football player. Great ex-football player. Very popular in Georgia, of course, but not really the politician type. You know what I mean? So that's another thing as well. Picking candidates. And those are the 3 things that I think really stopped the red tsunami and turned it into a red ripple. Abortion, young voters, candidate choice, picking candidates. And part of that, I think, had to do with, the left and how they were funding some candidates to go out there because they felt like they could beat them, which is another thing. The left is, playing the game, right? Playing the game. It's one of the things that I've touched on before. Just sitting back and watching, I'm watching the left, do little sneaky things. And I'm like, man, they know how to play the game. It's dirty. It's slimy, but they play the game. They're like, oh, we think we can beat that person. Put some money behind them. Make sure that person wins. Make sure that person don't let that guy win. I don't know about him. I don't think we can beat him. But that guy, we can beat him. We're gonna put some money behind him. Just quiet about it. It's quiet. We just gonna, hey, play the game. Play the game. Now, back to PA, where, Fetterman won. I don't think the only reason why Oz lost was because he was a terrible candidate. Part of that was due to their early voting, I personally believe. Now, I could be wrong. Y'all can let me know how you feel in the comment section. But I think part of that was due to the early voting. The last time I checked, I want to say it was almost 700,000 people that voted early. Oz lost by 200,000. I do believe at least a third of those folks would have switched their vote after hearing the debate. Because a lot of those folks, a lot of that 700,000 voted before the debate happened. So I think it's safe to say at least a third of those people would have switched, would have changed their mind after they actually saw Fetterman get on stage and try to debate. And he said, "Hello, everybody. Good night, everybody." It was just like, wait, what? This guy needs to be resting and recovering, not out on the campaign trail. But hey, that's what they wanted to do. So, and also, another thing is there's a little bit of tension going on, a little bit of tension, even from Trump, who's taking a couple, light jabs at DeSantis. The last one was, he was bragging about how he got more votes in Florida than DeSantis just got. Like, I just don't feel like this is the time for the infighting. Now, I get it. But, then you have people like Liz Cheney, of course, who, she's a rhino. But still, you got people like Liz Cheney who are actively campaigning against, Republicans, which is just absolutely insane. So I think we all need to get on the same page, because you see that with Democrats. Democrats are all on the same page. Like it, love it, or hate it, they're all on the same page. You got to agree with the left. If you don't disagree, then you're shunned. So they all are on the same page. They all vote Democrat and all agree across the board. Now, I'm not saying that Republicans can't have any nuance. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. But as far as just like the fighting, especially in public, take that behind closed doors. That's just me personally. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. Now, I will say, it's not all doom and gloom. Right? It's not all doom and gloom. And I know this video started off that way, but it is not all doom and gloom. And let me show you guys something. Take a look at this. Kathy Hochul versus Lee Zeldin. And we checked out this race and checked out Lee Zeldin several times. And, I've made fun of Kathy Hochul and whatever, but look at this. Lee Zeldin was within 5 points of beating Kathy Hochul. And I think that's huge. One, because it's New York, of course. And I mean, look at the state. I mean, red. The only thing blue are the bigger cities: Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Albany, and then New York City. Now, this is huge, not only because it's New York, but you guys remember everyone talking about, a lot of Republicans have been leaving New York. Guess where they went? Where they went to places like Florida. And look at DeSantis's win. I mean, absolute blowout. So I think had Republicans not left New York, this race would be even closer. I mean, it would be nail biting close. The fact that it was even still close, I think says a lot. It says a lot that Republicans have done a pretty decent job. Okay, so it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom, baby. I mean, you look at a place like Texas. Mr. Robert, not Beto, Robert O'Rourke lost again. I believe for the third time now, right? Is this the third time? I believe so, because didn't he run for Senate, and then he lost running for president, and then he just ran for governor just now and lost again. All right, so you've got that. Not only that, but if you come over here to Georgia, Stacey Abrams lost again, and by a larger margin than she did the first time. I believe the first time she lost by only like 1%. Lost by a larger margin this time. And then even if you want to go to, and I know I didn't have nice things to say earlier about this race, but even when you go to a place like Arizona with Kari Lake. Now, this has been stuck here for a while, but this is very close. And from what I've been hearing, a lot of the new votes that have been coming in have leaned heavily towards Kari Lake. So there's some positive news there as well. It's not all doom and gloom, guys. I'm telling you. Even if you look at a place like Ohio for Senate, J.D. Vance pulled out the W. Pulled it out. All right. Now, you look at a place like, Michigan, and you get a little disappointed when it comes to, when it comes to that governor race, but, it is what it is. It is what it is, You can't win them all, right? Not even Michael Jordan won every basketball game, okay? But my point is, it's not all doom and gloom, even if you want to take a look at the House, which the GOP is projected to win, which is great news. It's great news. Even the Senate, that's still a toss-up. That is still a toss-up. Republicans can still win the Senate. The main thing was winning back the House. And it's been projected by almost everyone that, Republicans will win the House, which is very, very important. We can get those investigations started, and then also we can block the far leftist agenda from continuing and making this country even worse. But then also, on top of that, the good news doesn't stop there, baby. Come on now. It's not all doom and gloom. Remember, we don't panic. We make adjustments. We don't panic. We don't bend. We don't fold. We make adjustments, baby. We make adjustments, which the left is incapable of. Biden just came out and said, oh, no, I'm not going to change anything. Not going to change anything. Someone said, your disapproval rating or something is very high. What do you plan on doing these next 2 years? He said, oh, I don't plan on changing anything. Please do. Please keep that stance. Don't change a single thing. The wave is coming. It's coming. We just have to tweak a few things here and there, We got to huddle up as a team. All right, huddle up, guys. Huddle up. Now, we've been running the ball this whole game. We've been running the ball, okay? It's third quarter. All right? Now, we're up by a touchdown. But they making a mean comeback. The crowd is ruckus. It's yelling behind them. We're going to pass it a couple times now. It's going to completely catch them off guard. We're gonna come out and say, hey, we're not gonna put a total ban on abortions. We're gonna take the Ron DeSantis stance. It's gonna catch them completely off guard. They not gonna see it at all. Easy touchdown. They're all gonna think we're gonna run again. And 7 on the board. It's not over. This is still a win. It's just not the big win that everyone expected. Now, like I said, those are some of my takeaways from it. The things that, I think need to be adjusted. Candidate choice, abortion, and message to the youth. Those are my 3 takeaways. Y'all can let me know how you felt about it in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Let me know if you thought I was right, if you thought I was wrong, why or why not. Peace and love. I'm out.